My name is Franco Mondini-Ruiz, and I am a visual artist from San Antonio, Texas. And as you can see behind me, there's hundreds of artworks that are here for you to look at, and they're quite funny, quite poetic, and kind of a quirky show because everything is, during the opening days and again in December, will be for sale. I used to be a successful lawyer, but frustrated artist, and most of my friends were artists, and I wanted that lifestyle really badly. Watch out what you wish for. I got it. I quit my job, and I've show all over the world, and I've been in top shows, and I'm in beautiful museums in Europe and in the United States, and I'm very happy. But I also realized that even as a successful artist, I really wanted to become not necessarily a role model, but I definitely wanted to encourage my fellow artists to make their art or their careers a hybrid of financial success as well as poetic, artistic success. In many ways, this show appears as a traditional show. There is art on the walls and there's titles to the paintings, but I'm allowed to be doing different things with this show that are outside the box and in many ways art world taboos. If you're here during one of my performances, such as when I open or in December, you get to purchase the art. You get to touch the art. You get to walk around and see what 5 pieces you want and pick them out, and I haggle with you, and you get to take them out that day in a bag tied up with a ribbon. And you get to pay cash and check and IOUs and deal directly with the artist.
Well, typically we love the art, but we kind of stand at a distance, and now I'm holding the art, which is kind of fun.
I was surprised to see him here, and it's really great to see his work.
Tonight was a really great experience. I had the opportunity to not only meet the artists, but do a lot of interacting with different people, and it was really fun. You know, it created a different atmosphere and a completely different experience that you're really not used to when you're buying art.
Andy Warhol used to say, good art is the best business, and I am a disciple of that way of thinking. And I'm able to meld a really fun business model with selling art. And what else you're doing is that you get to participate if you're here during one of those periods, because you get to kind of play artist also. Out of all this work behind me, you get to select the pieces you think tell a story that you think go well together.
It's a social sculpture. Basically, the drink I'm drinking, the works of art behind you, the paintings on the wall, the people in the room all become part of a sculpture created by Franco Mondini-Ruiz. So it's different in that it's not as quiet. It's not as contemplative, it's much more action-oriented, and that's very much what Franco's about.
When I talk about that there's some taboos being violated, it is really dealing with how a museum sees itself, how an artist sees itself, how the contemporary art world sees itself. And sometimes, if we're not careful, it can get a little snobby, or it can get a little elitist, or it can, that we think that it's only rich people that are supposed to deal with art or to have a say-so in the art world. Although my father was very well educated, although my mother grew up poor, although I grew up in the suburbs, they all had something valid to offer, culturally and artistically. And I just fight all the time to break down doors, to break down barriers. I just find it more interesting, and I find it an important fringe benefit of living in an American culture. Everyone is allowed. In a way, that's a taboo, where I'm dealing to a very broad audience. But the taboos are, I'm allowed to make money, I'm allowed to sell objects, I'm allowed to show art which is lighthearted and fun, as well as work that does have some controversy and some political overtones to it. I am very thankful to this museum, where it's the New Frontier series, and they are allowing me to experiment with new frontiers in mixing business and pleasure and art and poetry.